Hi, I'm pro saxophonist Jamie Anderson, and you're watching Get Your Sax Together, the home of online saxophone lessons where you can learn iconic sax tunes, become a much better sax player, and just feel happier because the music is making you happy. On this week's show, I'm going to clear up a little technical point of saxophone playing, which is which B flat fingering to use. Let's get to it. There's actually 3 ways of playing B flat on saxophone. I'm going to tell you what they all are just in 2 secs. But before I do, if you haven't already checked it out, make sure you go and check out my free Saxophone Success Masterclass, which has got a bunch of really cool stuff to instantly improve your sax playing, get you practicing better, get your sound better, get you improvising better, a whole load of stuff. It's really, really awesome. So go and check it out. Right, let's look at this B flat thing now. So I've been doing some pretty epic videos and it does take it out of you, I've got to tell you. So I hope you'll forgive me, but this week is much shorter, but no less important because we're going to clear up a really, really important thing, which is the dreaded B flat fingerings. So there's 3 different fingerings, which are the Bis key, the side key, and the flute. They are the 3 fingerings that we're going to look at. So let's take each one in turn and see where you're going to use it, starting with Bis. The first B flat fingering and the predominant B flat fingering is the Bis key. That's, I'm sure you already know, that's that little tiny button next to the B key that you also play with your B finger. That is the B flat that you should use all the time. Now there's going to be a couple of exceptions and they're what we're going to talk about with the second and third fingerings. But as a rule, always play your B flats with the Bis key. Now, if you're a clarinet player or you've been taught sax by a clarinet player, you might be more familiar with the side B flat, but ask any self-respecting professional saxophonist which B flat they do, and I'm pretty confident, unless they were taught by a clarinetist and never changed, that they will use the Bis key. Why? Because it's just so easy. You just cover it with your finger and you forget about it. Job done. So, rule number 1, unless there's a very good reason not to, which we'll cover in fingerings 2 and 3, use the Bis key. I shall say that again in case there's any doubt. Use the Bis key for everything except the exceptions coming up. And if you don't currently do it, get used to it, suck it up, start using the Bis key. That is my advice. Okay, now let's talk about the exceptions. So the general rule is rule 1, which is use the Bis key, except if you have to change from a B to a B flat or A sharp. So if you have to go from A sharp to B or B to A sharp, then use the side, for example, like this. That is the only time in which you're going to use the side B flat, and that also includes the chromatic scale, of course. So, rule 1, Bis key. Rule 2, use the side B flat if you're changing to a B or from a B. Now let's look at rule number 3. So the third rule about playing a B flat revolves around the flute fingering. Now we call it the flute fingering because it's fingers 1 on each hand, okay? And that's exactly how you do a B flat on flute, hence it's called the B flat, with the flute fingering, even though it's on sax. Now, if you have to trill between B flat and B, then you can use the flute B flat and you're just going to trill your right hand finger, okay? It sounds like this. Simple as that. A couple of other unusual times that you might use the sort of flute style B flat. Now, I say flute style B flat because what I didn't mention is that you can use any of these 3 fingers in your right hand in combination with the B finger to play a B flat. So you hold down your B finger and then you can do 1, 2, or 3 in your right hand, and they all give you that B flat because they all trigger the same mechanism. If you look at it, when you move those 3 fingers, they all do the same thing, which is activate the what? The Bis key. So when would you need to do that? You would need to do that if you're quickly going from F to B, or F sharp to B, or E to B, or E flat to B, or D to B. So you can do all that using the flute style B flat. Okay, so it's going to sound something like this. So you can use this flute style one in a variety of contexts, more sort of fringe, especially when you're trilling, but also when you have to go up and back to B flat from one of the lower notes. So you can use that third option, that flute style. Remember, you can use any of your fingers. That flute style B flat for some unusual fringe things where you have to go up to B flat and back again, or you have to do a trill. So here's a summary of how to choose which B flat fingering to use on saxophone. Rule 1, use the Bis key. That rule is the rule that you're going to apply all the time unless. Rule 2, you have to change from B to B flat or vice versa. Then you would use side B flat. Or you have to trill from B flat to B, or use one of these other fringe occasions where you have to go from one of the lower right hand notes up to B flat. Then you would use the flute B flat or a variation on the flute B flat. Hope that helps. So that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just a really quick one this week, clearing up this technical point about when you should use different B flat fingerings on saxophone. I know it's very simple, but it's also very important. And you'd be amazed how many people don't use the Bis key as their go-to B flat or A sharp on sax. So let's clear that up right now, folks. Thanks very much for watching. And thank you if you've bought me a coffee using Buy Me a Coffee. Now, Buy Me a Coffee have stopped using PayPal, so I'm going to put another link in the description which you can pay me direct. It's actually not through Buy Me a Coffee at all, but if you want to buy me a coffee and you want to use PayPal, I'll put a convenient link that you can use in the description to go alongside the Buy Me a Coffee link, okay? So I really appreciate every coffee you buy, and it's always wonderful to hear all your comments. Just before I go, remember to go and check out the Saxophone Success Masterclass to instantly transform your practice routine. It's a really, really awesome free workshop, no strings attached. So help yourself to that awesome resource if you want to get better at your saxophone. Until next week, practice hard, practice smart, and enjoy thy music, my friend. Take it easy. Bye. Now I think it's funny to have your crisp noise in my videos, love.
Done.
Da, 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 da.